There appears to be a route opened up, which means you can come back to Pattaya next month, July, with no quarantine, no SQ hotel, no restrictions other than a mask once you're in Pattaya. Watch this video to find out how. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a possible route which appears to have opened up for you to come back to Pattaya this July, that's next month, without any quarantine at all, or any ASQ hotel at all, or any restriction, but you must come via Phuket. This route depends on whether or not the Pattaya Sandbox experiment actually starts on the 1st of July, as promised by both the Thai government and the Tourist Authority of Thailand. In case you don't know what the Pattaya Sandbox experiment is, it's the opening of Phuket Island to travellers from the 1st of July without having to do any quarantine at all. It does depend on several things all happening, and one of them is getting the Phuket residents up to 70% vaccinations to achieve herd immunity. The Tourist Authority of Thailand officially announced a day before yesterday that this sandbox experiment will take place on the 1st of July, but as yet the government itself hasn't confirmed it, but it's looking very promising. The other restrictions are that you have to be fully vaccinated, having both jabs of a recognised vaccine, before you can enter with no quarantine at all. Also, when you fly into Phuket Airport, it must be a direct flight from outside of Thailand, not from any Thai airport. And you must be coming from a low-risk country. As yet, the list of which countries are low risk is not yet available. It should be available sometime in June. But you only need to stay in Phuket for 1 week, and there will be no quarantine at all during that week. So you can travel around most of Phuket Island as a normal tourist. There are some areas, I understand, which will be restricted, and you won't be allowed to go there, but most areas you will be allowed to go. But which areas are restricted has not been announced yet. And when you book a hotel in Phuket, it must be an approved hotel which has an SHA Plus certificate, which means it's the official name of the Safety and Health Administration of Thailand. And the plus means that all of the staff are fully vaccinated and trained in COVID prevention procedures. These SHA hotels already exist, but the SHA Plus hotels will be announced on the 7th of June. And when you book this SHA Plus hotel, you must also book a pickup from the airport, because only the hotel are allowed to pick you up. You can't just go get a taxi. They have to pick you up and take you to the hotel. That's part of the deal. If you've never been to Phuket before, it's a fun trip. It's worth going. And don't forget, at that time, of course, Bangla Road and like the Phuket Walking Street and all the bars and restaurants will all be open. That's the ones that have reopened, but there'll be a lot of them. There'll be enough, because there won't be that many people coming back. They'll trickle back. But there'll be people there, staff, if you know what I mean. There'll be staff there, and many bars will be open. So you can have a fun time there for a week, especially if you've never been before. And after you've been in Phuket for 5 days, you need to have a COVID rapid test, which is done at your hotel. If this is positive, you have to go to quarantine. If it's negative, which it probably would be, then for the next 2 days, day 6 and day 7, you're allowed to go and take boat trips to local islands, like, for example, PP Island or James Bond Island. And I've been to both of those places, and they're a good trip. It's worth going. And if you haven't been to Phuket before, then it's an additional experience, isn't it? You'll enjoy Phuket for a week. It's only a week, not that long. Now, once that week is over, on day 8, you're allowed to leave Phuket. You have to leave via Phuket Airport, and then you're allowed to fly to Savannabhoo or Utapao. And when you go there, you're allowed to be free. You just have to wear a mask, but you're allowed complete freedom once you arrive in Savannabhoo. So you can take a bus as you do before, or you can take a taxi, or whatever means that you previously used to get down to Pattaya. And then you can go and book a hotel of your choice. You can just go wander down to anywhere you like in Pattaya. I mean, you could just turn up at any of these condo places that I've been showing you and just go and book, a week or 2 or 3 or a month or whatever you're going to stay, a couple of months. Just book it as normal with no restrictions. So this is a route which you can take if you want to get back to Pattaya as soon as possible, because it will be available in July as long as the Phuket Sandbox actually works and is a success. And then of course after that, but it'll be 3 months later, a couple of months later, it'll be October the 1st, they would do talking about, they've basically agreed, the Pattaya Council have agreed to do a Pattaya Sandbox, but that won't be until the 1st of October. So if you want to come early, this is a route to get here. Now, if you don't want to go to Phuket first for a week before you come to Pattaya, then you will have to wait until the 1st of October when the Pattaya Sandbox experiment starts. But having said that, of course, all the same restrictions will apply to the Pattaya Sandbox as applied to the Phuket Sandbox. In that sense, we're talking about the hotels need to be an SHA hotel plus hotel, and you would have to be fully vaccinated with both jobs and come from a country which is low risk. So you have all the same qualifications as you have for the Phuket Sandbox. But I know from your comments that, like, many of you guys are itching to get back to Pattaya for a few weeks, a month or whatever, but you won't do it if you have to do quarantine, and I don't blame you. So this is a way of getting back here in July without doing any quarantine at all and seeing something different for a week, which is nice. I actually like Phuket, not long term, but it's a nice place. If you did wait till October, then, as I said, you've got to have go to an SHA Plus hotel, and don't forget they've got to pick you up from the airport. So there will be, I presume, will be a charge for that or whatever, and take you from Savannabhoo down to an SHA Plus hotel in Pattaya. Also, if you do the Pattaya Sandbox in October, don't forget there will be restricted venues. There'll be restrictions on where you can go. And also you have to download a tracking app so they can keep a check on where you are at all times. So these are the plans and proposals of the Thai government. as at the beginning of June. But many of you are well aware that the Thai government have a habit of changing their minds quite often. Hopefully not this time. So this video gives you a possibility or a possible way of getting to Pattaya in July by going on without quarantine, by going through Phuket first for a week, which I think is okay. I think that's quite a decent thing to do. I mean, yeah, I would do that. I wouldn't have a second thought about that, because Phuket's lovely. It's not quite got the appeal of Pattaya from my point of view, but it's lovely, and I certainly wouldn't mind spending a week there, especially if it was a way to get to Pattaya, if I really wanted to get to Pattaya, you know, 2 months or more early. So anyway, guys, if you like the video and you enjoy the little walkabout showing you South Pattaya Road, and the market there, which I'm sure many of you didn't even know existed when we just walked in. So please subscribe and like and share and ring the notification bell, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.